Assam is a land of scenic beauty. The state in general is a melting point of different cultures, faith and ethnicities, and is truly a symbolization of unity in a great diversity. The major religions of Assam are Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Sikhism and Buddhism. The state is dotted with numerous temples, mosques and churches, as well as other religious and sacred artifacts. The state stands as a beautiful example of the secular diversity that exists in India. With the advent of new faith and religion, many temples and monuments were built all over Assam. These temples and monuments spread almost all over Assam, bear silent witness to a glorious past. The ancient Hindu temples in the state's capital city of Guwahati are still major attraction point for any visitor to the state. It is known for holy sites like the hilltop Kamaikha temple, a great Shakti shrine. The famous Shakti shrine is about 3 kilometers away from the main road. For convenience of pilgrims and tourists, the concerned agencies of Assam government have constructed roads from Guwahati main road to the temple. It is just a 10-minute journey from the main road to the temple site. Situated on the Nilachal hill in the western part of Guwahati city in Assam, India, it is the main temple in a complex of individual temples dedicated to the 10 Mahavidyas of Shaktism. The current structural temple, built and renovated many times in the period 8th to 17th century, gave rise to a hybrid indigenous style that is sometimes called the Nilachal type. A temple with a hemispherical dome on a cruciform base.
এইটো হল মা কামাখ্যাৰ পীঠস্থান। এই এখন 51খন পীঠস্থান আছে, তাৰ এখন অন্যতম পীঠস্থান মা কামাখ্যা পীঠ। আৰু ইয়াৰ যদি আপুনি পৌৰাণিক আখ্যানলৈ গুচি যায়, তেতিয়াহ'লে যেতিয়া দক্ষ যজ্ঞ হৈছিল, দক্ষ যজ্ঞৰ সময়ত সতীয়ে নিজৰ দেহটো বিসৰ্জন দিছিল দক্ষকুণ্ডত। তাৰপিছত সেই দেহটোলৈ শিৱই গোটেই বিশ্ব ব্ৰহ্মাণ্ড ভ্ৰমণ কৰিছিল আৰু বিশ্ব ব্ৰহ্মাণ্ড তেতিয়া ধ্বংস হোৱাৰ উপক্ৰম হৈছিল। আৰু তেতিয়া দেৱতাসকলে বিষ্ণুক স্মৰণ কৰিলে, বিষ্ণুক স্তুতি কৰিলে যে এই বিপদৰ পৰা ৰক্ষা কৰিব লাগে। তেতিয়া বিষ্ণুৱে যিটো সতীৰ দেহ আছিল সেইটো খণ্ড খণ্ড কৰি প্ৰতিখন মানে যেতিয়াই যিমান খণ্ড হৈছে প্ৰতিখন ঠাইত একোখনকৈ দেৱী তীৰ্থ গঢ়ি উঠিছে। গতিকে তেনেকৈ ইয়াতে এই মা কামাখ্যাৰ এই নীলাচল পৰ্বতত সতীৰ মূলাধাৰ ইয়াত পতিত হৈছিল।
The Ambubashi Mela is the most important festival of the Kamaikha temple of Guwahati. It is believed that the presiding goddess of the temple, Devi Kamaikha, the mother Shakti, goes through her annual cycle of menstruation during this time stretch. During the Ambubashi Mela, the doors of the Kamaikha temple remain closed for 3 days. It is believed that the Mother Earth becomes unclean for 3 days. During this time, any kind of farming work is not taken on. Daily worships and other religious performances are also stopped during the Ambubashi Mela in Kamaikha temple. After the completion of 3 days, the doors of the Kamaikha temple are reopened. But the doors of the temple are reopened only after Devi Kamaikha is bathed and the other rituals are executed. It is then believed that the Mother Earth has retrieved her purity.
माँ का अंश यहाँ पे गिरा हुआ है, तो उसके प्रकार से मतलब बहुत सारे इंसान शक्तिपीठ है, तो बहुत जगह जगह से आदमी लोग आते हैं दर्शन के लिए, माँ का दर्शन पाने के लिए। तो अच्छा लगता है, मन को बहुत शांति मिलता है यहाँ आके। हर मतलब जितना भी दुख पीड़ा सब हम लोग भूल जाते हैं यहाँ पे आके।
Above Kamakhya is another small temple, Bhuvaneshwari, from where one can have a bird's eye view of the Guwahati city. This is one of the most beautiful viewpoints of entire Guwahati city. The mighty Brahmaputra's presence in Guwahati is regarded as blessings to the city. In the midst of the river in Guwahati, there is located a temple on island. The island is known as the Peacock Island. The Peacock Island can be accessed from Guwahati and North Guwahati by ferries and steamers. One can hire a ferry from Hukleshwar Ghat or Fancy Bazaar Ghat. In boat journey to the temple, one can get the feel of the river and its surroundings without any interventions. A much convenient and cheaper transport has been provided by inland water transport, which connects the Peacock Island to Guwahati from Uzan Bazar Ferry Ghat, also known as Kachari Ghat. It is known as smallest inhabited riverine island in the world. Umananda Devalaya is a Shiva temple located at the Peacock Island in the middle of the river Brahmaputra, just opposite to the office of the Deputy Commissioner of Kamrup or the Kachari Ghat in Guwahati. The hillock on which the temple has been built is known as Bhashmakola. It was built by the Ahom king Godadhar Hingho in 17th century, who was a devout Shivite.
উমা মানে হ'ল পাৰ্বতী, উমা আনন্দ, আনন্দ দিয়া কাৰণে হৈছে উমানন্দ। অতীজৰে পৰা ইয়াতে আমাৰ প্ৰবাদ আছে যে যিবিলাক পৰ্যটক আহে উমানন্দ মহাভৈৰৱক দৰ্শন কৰি বৰ আপ্লুত হয়। কিন্তু এটি বৰ সুন্দৰ কথা এটা হৈছে, উমানন্দ মানে কেনেকৈ হ'ল? উমাই শিৱক আনন্দ দিয়াৰ কাৰণে উমানন্দ হৈছে, এইটো এটা সাংঘাতিক কথা। অৰ্থাৎ উমাচল নহয়, ভস্মাচল। কামদেৱক ভস্ম কৰাৰ কাৰণে হৈছে পাহাৰখনৰ নাম ভস্মাচল। আৰু উমাই শিৱক আনন্দ দিয়াৰ কাৰণে হৈছে উমানন্দ। অতীজতে ইয়াতে আহোম ৰজা গদাধৰ সিংহ, চন্দ্ৰকান্ত সিংহ, ৰুদ্ৰসিংহ, তেওঁলোক তিনি ৰজা আহি ইয়াত ৰাজত্ব কৰিছিলে। সেয়েহে তেতিয়াৰ পৰাই ইয়াত আমাৰ উমানন্দত ভস্মাচলত সদায় সেৱা পূজা চলি আহি আছে আগৰ দৰে, এতিয়াও তেনেকৈ পূজা চলি আছে। হেজাৰ হেজাৰ মানুহ আমাৰ সমাৱেশ হয়, ইয়াত পৰ্যটক আহি বৰ আনন্দ পায়। এইখিনি তেওঁলোকৰ মুখৰ পৰা আমি তেওঁলোকৰ আনন্দৰ বাতৰি পাইছোঁ।
The presiding deity of the temple is Umananda. It is believed that worship here on the Amavasya day, when it falls on Monday, brings the highest bliss. The Shiva Chaturdasi is the most colorful festival that is held here annually. Many devotees come to the temple on this occasion for the worship of the deity. Ukreshwar Temple is one of the most sought-after temples of India, which is located in Guwahati. People from all across the country come here to visit the temple, which is dedicated to Lord Shiva. It too provides visitors with a beautiful view of the Brahmaputra river, as the temple is located at the southern bank of the river. The picturesque view of the river is really breathtaking, which gives immense pleasure to the visitors. The temple dates back to the 18th century and is visited by people from all around the world to celebrate the existence of Lord Shiva. The premise of the temple also has a Vishnu temple and many puja halls and complexes. The temple is famous for having the most colossal Shiva lingams in India.
This temple actually was the Shiv Linga was worshipped by Shukracharya as per legends available with us. That is, according to Yogini Tantra, Shukreshwar Shivling was worshipped by Shukracharya during the time of Koli and Dapur Yuga, Jangsar, at the Jangsar of the Koli and Dapur Yuga. Since then, this Shukracharya says worshipped in this Shukreshwar temple, and that is why the name of this temple falls according to his name, is Shukreshwar temple.
The temple is known for having the largest lingam of Lord Shiva. Throughout the year, devotees from many far-off places, including many of them from foreign countries, come here to take a glimpse of this largest Shiva lingam built in the 18th century. This beautiful temple of Guwahati have been witnessing huge devotees during the time of Hindu religious festivals of Mahashivratri. Ugratara Temple is a temple dedicated to Tara, a devil, located in the western side of Jorpukhuri tanks in the hearts of Guwahati city in the Lota Hill. It is an important Shakti shrine. Legend has it that the navel of Sati, the first consort of Shiva, is related to this temple. The present temple of Ugratara was built by Ahom king Shiva Hingho in the 1725 AD who had excavated a tank 3 years before. The tank, known as Jurpukhuri, is situated to the east of the temple. In the Garbhagriha of Ugratara, there is no image or idol of her. A small pit filled with water is considered as the goddess. The temple of Ugratara is small and beautiful to view. There is a Shivalaya beside Ugratara temple and a pond behind both temples.
উগ্ৰতৰা দেৱালয় এখন ঐতিহ্যমণ্ডিত শক্তি আৰু সিদ্ধিপীঠ। ইয়াত বশিষ্ঠ মুনিয়ে সত্যযুগত মাক আৰাধনা কৰি সিদ্ধি লাভ কৰিছিল। মায়ে তেওঁক তিনিটা ৰূপত দৰ্শন দিছিল। সেই তিনিটা ৰূপ হ'ল নীল সৰস্বতী, দক্ষিণা কালী আৰু মা চামুণ্ডা। আহোম ৰজা শিৱসিংহ ৰজাৰ দিনত আমাৰ এই উগ্ৰতৰা দেৱালয়ত এইবিলাক তেওঁলোকে নিৰ্মাণ কৰিছিল।
One of the major temples in Guwahati city is Navagraha Temple, which is located on the top of the Chitrachal hills in the city. The Navagraha Temple is found on the top of Chitrachal Hill or Navagraha Hill in Guwahati city. This is the place of ancient astronomical study. The term Navagraha temple refers to a cluster of 9 separate temples, each an abode of one of the Navagrahas. Enshrined in this temple are 9 Shivalingams, representing the 9 celestial bodies, each covered with a colored garment symbolic of each of the celestial bodies, with a Shivalingam in the center symbolizing the sun. The Navagraha temple was built by Ahom king Rajeshwar Hingho in the late 18th century. It has been renovated in recent times during the late 1923 to 45.
স্বয়ং ব্ৰহ্মাদেৱে এই জ্যোতিষ শাস্ত্ৰৰ ইয়াতে প্ৰথমে পাতনি মেলিছিল। এই টিলাটোত বহি তেখেতে এই জ্যোতিষ শাস্ত্ৰৰ পাতনি মেলি ইয়াৰ পৰা জ্যোতিষ চৰ্চা কৰিছিল। আৰু এই জ্যোতিষ চৰ্চা কৰাৰ কাৰণে আমাৰ এই বৰ্তমান গুৱাহাটী আগৰ কামৰূপৰ নাম প্ৰাগজ্যোতিষপুৰ আছিলে। তাৰমানে জ্যোতিষৰ আৰম্ভণি ইয়াতে হৈছিলে আৰু এইটোক কেন্দ্ৰ কৰিয়ে তাৰমানে প্ৰাগজ্যোতিষপুৰ নাম থৈছিলে। তাৰ পিছৰ পৰা ইয়াতে জ্যোতিষ চৰ্চা চলিয়ে আছে। এটা সৰু মন্দিৰ হিচাপে ইয়াতে ৰাখিছিল। ইয়াতে ৰাখি মন্দিৰটোৰ এনেকৈ কাম কাজ চলাই আছিল কোনোবা পূজাৰীয়ে। তাৰপিছত যেতিয়া আহোম ৰজা ৰাজেশ্বৰ সিংহদেৱে 1674 খ্ৰীষ্টপূৰ্বত ৰজা হৈছিলে, তেতিয়া এই মন্দিৰটোৰ বিষয়ে অলপ চকু মেলি চালে। তেওঁ তেতিয়া এই মন্দিৰটো পুনৰ নিৰ্মাণ কৰি ইয়াৰ অলপ সম্প্ৰসাৰণ বঢ়াই দিলে।
Dedicated to the 9 major celestial bodies, Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, North Lunar Node and South Lunar Node, Navagraha Temple in Guwahati has 9 Shivalingas. This is among the best places to visit in Guwahati for people with spiritual inclination. Vasishtha Temple, located in the southeast corner of Guwahati city, is a Shiva Mandir constructed by Ahom king Rajeshwar Singha in 1764, along with gifts of land 835 bighas for the ashram. The history of the Vasishtha ashram, where the temple is located, dates back to the Vedic age. According to legend, the ashram was founded by the great saint Vasishtha. It is situated in beautiful natural surroundings. Temple in the ashram stands on the bank of the mountain streams originating from the hills of the Meghalaya, which becomes the rivers Vasishtha and Bahini or Bhorolu, flowing through the city. This ashram is believed to be the home of famous sage Vasishtha, also known as Vasishtha. The ashram is located about 10 to 12 kilometers from Guwahati on the outskirts of Garbhanga Reserve Forest. Although the ashram has a temple, but still the cave in which the Muni Vasishtha is believed to have meditated is located 5 kilometers inside the ashram. Here are 3 streams called Sandhya, Lalita and Kanta. A bath here is said to increase longevity. A temple of Shiva is attached to the hermitage of Vasishtha. Many devotees visit Vasishtha ashram and take bath in the stream nearby to wash off their sins. The present temple in Vasishtha ashram, which is incidentally the last Ahom monument in the neighborhood of Guwahati, was built in the second half of the 18th century by King Rajeshwar Singha of the Ahom dynasty.
মানে এইখন হ'ল বশিষ্ঠাশ্ৰম দেৱালয়। ইয়াৰ যিবিলাক নিত্য নৈমিত্তিক কৰ্ম সেইবিলাক সুন্দৰভাৱে আমাৰ পৰিচালিত হৈ থাকে আৰু ইয়াৰ প্ৰধান উৎসৱ হ'ল মহাশিৱৰাত্ৰি আৰু মকৰ সংক্ৰান্তিৰ মহামেলা। আৰু কিছুদিন আগৰ পৰা ইয়াতে এটা শ্ৰাৱণ মেলা অৰ্থাৎ গংগা জলেৰে শিৱক স্নান কৰা সেই অনুষ্ঠানটোও হয়, ছট পূজা হয় আৰু দৈনন্দিন মানুহৰ সুবিধাৰ কাৰণে কৰ্মবিলাক হয়, যেনে উপনয়ন, চোলাকৰণ, বিয়া, শিৱ পূজা, বিষ্ণু পূজা, এইবিলাক দুখীয়া মানুহৰ কাৰণে সুবিধাৰ কাৰণে মন্দিৰবিলাকত হয়।
The presence of many temples in the city of Guwahati, including the famous Shakti Shrine of Kamakhya Temple, has truly made the city as Temple City of Northeast India.